Sheesh, man.
Agree with me that the Lions.
Let's get into it, man.
Saturday night.
Let's get into it, man. Damn.
I will start here first.
I don't even want to watch this segment, but obviously we have to. Happy Monday, New Year's Day, 2024. Gotta start it off right. This is my first video of 2024. Only right to do some Undisputed Cowboys segment, you know? And of course, it had to be this. Check out the reaction. I was pissed.
I don't know what else can explain what happened yesterday. I don't know how you can figure this thing out, that this thing went down the way it went down.
And the thing is, now that the Cowboys are probably going to get the second seed because the Eagles lost, we're going to see this matchup again in January.
I said, man, I said to myself,
in the second round,
that game, when I left that game, I will say this. I thought, I didn't feel like we won that game.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I didn't feel like we won that game. I was like, oh, my God. And you're headed into the playoffs on that note. And then, of course,
that's crazy.
All of the halftime stuff, you know, made me feel great. And then what happened in Philly the next day, I was like, whoa, this is crazy now. Because now,
Philly, man.
Boy, that does open up some things. You know what I mean? Open up some things to have some home games where the Cowboys didn't play well, did not play well in that game. And I still put that, guys, on that offense. Didn't show up. The defense did again. A good job, Sherm, in holding them to 19 points. The same thing they did to Miami. You're holding 19 points to me. That's good enough when you are running with the number one or number two or number three offense of the Dallas Cowboys, and that's what they've been the last few years. I just need them to get back to producing that. If the defense stays right where it is and keeping people to 19 points, those are pretty good, two pretty good teams at Miami and Detroit. So that Dallas defense, who got gashed in Buffalo, I thought fought back pretty well, but the offense is not doing their part, and that's what I'm worried about right now, Skip. So I did leave that game feeling like, okay, we won, but it didn't feel like we won the game, to be honest with you guys.
All right, go, Richard.
Yeah, I don't know if they got robbed, Skip. I thought there were plays in that game Dallas made that
I think they got robbed. We saw him reported eligible. The guy messed up the call. I know either way the receiver was covering the guy, but that's not what they called. That's not what they called. That's what y'all have to understand. That's not what they called. So what they called was wrong.
Plays down the stretch. They did eventually get down the field.
I'm glad those refs are being punished too, by the way.
But I do think this is a mistake on the referee's part, and I think the NFL went out of their way to make sure the world knew it was a mistake on the referee's part. They went out of their way to say, hey, these guys will not be reffing in the playoffs.
No.
You have it here first, which is something I don't remember if I've ever heard of the NFL ever doing before. And mind you, I've talked about this before. They have a system, a point system with these referees where if they have a certain amount of mistakes, they get marked down, their crew gets marked down, they get marked down as an individual, and it affects their ability to ref.
It was the same one as the Chiefs Packers
in the AFC NFC Championship games. So no question, this has always been the case, but they've never went out and totally exposed this system by saying, hey, these mistakes, including this decision and the tripping call, is the reason these guys you will not see these guys in late January and early February. And so I don't know. It just seems like it's a case of a guy, Brad Allen, the white cap, just going through the motions more than anything. Not actually listening, not actually paying attention to what's going on the field, but just going through the motions. He sees the guy coming in. He's been reporting eligible all day. He sees him doing this. And in reality, the Detroit Lions were trying to throw up smoke screens, which, I mean, there's no way to do in that situation because he's going to go to the defense and say, hey, 58, 68, they're reporting eligible.
It was clear and obvious that they got robbed, man. I mean,
how much you
it was the biggest robbery I've seen.
He's going to announce it to the defense if he said, right.
We call it the Bill Belichick, you know, when you're messing with the rules just a little bit, trying to mess with people. But go ahead, sir. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
No, it just was them getting a little bit too cute because at the end of the day, you want them both to report eligible. And I think the play would still work because nobody's paying attention to two tackles. Everybody's like, okay, the tackle's there. We don't need to worry about him. Let's stop this run or let's penetrate. Let's do whatever we need to do to win this play. They're not expecting.
But then Campbell, you're also crazy, bro.
The problem is, I
That's
believe
a 7, bro.
after you report, you got to come out. And so
You're doing
then
too
that
much,
would have
bro.
been an issue later on
You're
in the
doing
game.
too much, bro. You're not Campbell, bro. You're not. You feel me?
Okay.
Like you're doing a little too much, Campbell.
To me, in the end, the Cowboys couldn't lose for winning.
Skip, let me explain.
Go ahead.
Skip. Can you wait? Two people can't report, right? Two people can't report. Is
Only
that
one.
right?
Can report.
I don't know if that's to be true. I don't know if that's to be true. I haven't got that confirmed.
I think they can.
Okay.
I think two can.
I don't think two can.
And to Richard's point, if we run the video again, you see Penei Sewell is 58, and he's going straight to Brad Allen, along with Taylor Decker, who's second in line there, and then kind of looping behind them, but making a late run at Brad Allen as he's already going toward the defense, is Dan Skipper. So they were trying to camouflage, trying to disguise, trying to trick it up a little bit, where Dallas couldn't fixate or focus on one guy as reporting eligible, who would be Taylor Decker, who was going to be the primary receiver on the play, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so Richard, have you seen that? I don't know if you remember a game where multiple would try to look like they were reporting to fool you or fake you out.
Not since they changed the rule where the referee literally reports it, goes to the defense, reports it, yells it over the loudspeaker. I haven't seen somebody try to disguise because it doesn't make sense. He's literally going to snitch on you anyway. No matter how much you hide, you got to go over there and tell him, hey, I'm reporting eligible. And he's going to say, no matter how much you hide it, no matter how much you disguise it, he's going to say, 68 is reporting eligible, everybody. Hey, defense, 68 is a reported eligible. So
okay, but that's not what he got, because Dan Skipper had reported eligible numerous times through the game already, which was Dan Campbell's way of trying to set up the fakery here. The camouflage was that, oh, well, Taylor Decker, because the defense got told regularly, oh, 70's eligible, 70's eligible, 70's eligible. And in this case, it was going to be 68 is eligible. And Dan Skipper tried to run in late just to fake them out.
I just never seen some shit like that.
But Brad Allen just jumped to the conclusion, oh, it's 70 again, reporting eligible, because he
knows you got to check with. That's where I was sitting.
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah, they definitely tell the defense, but they still measure
that missed penalty.
When they went back down the field with 40 seconds left and they're on like the 20-yard line, I almost destroyed whoever box I was in. Like, oh my God, I can't believe we are here. Like, I don't even know. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God. Now let's, and I want to back up a little bit, guys, because to that, Dan Campbell made the decision to go for 2.
Crazy.
Okay.
Crazy.
The ref, we can all sit here and extrapolate. Maybe that ref blew that call. He certainly looked like, from the standpoint, he blew that call. But Dan Campbell had another opportunity right there to say, I can kick this field goal right now and get this thing in overtime.
He could have done it.
Because my offense just drove down the field.
Bro, you're at the 7 though, bro.
Dallas defense
too risky.
Like a hot knife on
butter. Too much on the line.
If I get the ball back, this game is over. You know what I mean? So I can take what you guys are saying about.
Micah nowhere to be found on the last drive. Nowhere to be found.
That was a bad tripping call. But the game had to keep going on. In that next play, you could have made a better throw, won that game, or Dan Campbell could have kicked that ball and gone into overtime.
Okay. Michael, you said the defense played very well, and it did, until all of a sudden Mike McCarthy left 1:41 on the clock for Jared Goff and company.
And McCarthy was also a dumbass for throwing it, OG.
Because they go 75 yards in 9 plays for a touchdown, and that did not look like the same defense that had been on the field for most of the game. Obviously, you got prevent defenses going on and all this, but again, the mentality, they lost their edge, and all of a sudden, Detroit's in the end zone, and it was clear. Troy Aikman was saying on the telecast, it's just clear Dan Campbell's going to go for 2. If they get this ball in the end zone, he is going to go for 2, and he was hell-bent to go for 2.
I was good at the first one, and then when it went back to 7, I was not good with it. And then when it got back down to the 2, I was like, all right,
and they just kept going.
And that one right there.
Golf had to sell.
That one right there, Skip. That one right there. The drive, the score, all of that, okay. But the Micah offsides one, because even during the drive and how the defense had played, you got an interception on that play. Game over.
Yep.
The game was over on that interception. If you don't have that offsides, and now that defense
it's
that
great how the
held
Eagles saw
Miami
what
to
happened and
19
still
points,
lost.
turned around and held Detroit to
Yo, the
19
Eagles are
points,
trash,
in
bro.
it and won this
Eagles are
game on an
trash, bro.
interception.
Yep.
That's riding in the playoff high for me. That's a pretty good ride.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So it was just that, and I give you, it was that Michael mistake on the lineup. It wasn't even a jump. You're lining up both sides. It makes you throw your hands up. Like, we're way too late in the season for this.
Yeah.
We're way too late in the season for this kind of lack of focus coming down the line right here as you get ready to go into the playoffs.
Okay. So, by the way, that
If he understands leverage.
Yeah, go
if he
ahead,
understands
Mike.
leverage. If he understands leverage when he's running a route. Like if he's running that route and I can feel that guy coming inside out, then yeah, I can grab that ball and spin out and come out. If I feel him coming over the top, and that ball is close enough to me where I don't have to, I can grab it and spin back around on the inside and come back and get in that end zone. If he understands leverage, there's no way he could have got stopped right there. If that dude that's catching that, if that tight end, because it wasn't Laporta, if he understands leverage, there's no way he doesn't get in.
Okay, and by the way, Michael, James Mitchell had caught one ball all year, and it had come earlier in the fourth quarter of that game on Saturday night. So you want to talk about a secret weapon who had no reps at all year, and all of a sudden you're featuring him in the fourth quarter, and you clearly had this two-point play up your sleeve just in case the one to Taylor Decker didn't work or wouldn't fit or whatever. So, again, they had two chances to take it home, take a victory home, and they did not. So, Michael, back to you.
And they put that tight end, there when Laporta was going off. Laporta had the best day, 7 grabs in the day. So that was a sneaker attack. Sneaker not, I'd have had Laporta in that position if I'm gonna throw that ball there.
Okay, well that's
it was a hell of a game. It was a heck of a game, man. One more week, man.
Point. So, Mike,
I just don't feel real good about the football part of it. I feel great about the other parts of it, but man, I just didn't feel like we won that game. It certainly didn't.